Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This is me, Kazi Azimul Haque, physics teacher, Cantonment Public School and College. Today, we are going to learn very new things of physics of chapter motion, and today we are going to learn, and our topic is determined as the laws of freely falling bodies. Yes, my dear students, the time any object is falling freely due to the gravity, then what is the equation of motion will be applied over there. In that terms we are going to learn over here in this class, and you can relate our previous class to this class due to learning today's all equations which is related to the previous one. Yes, my dear students, the previous one. The time we will actually see the equations of freely falling bodies, then we can think actually what is happening and how the freely falling bodies equation, I mean the rules, laws are coming. That is very crucial things we are going to learn, my dear students. And today whatever you are going to learn, that is these freely falling bodies completely and directly related to the last one we have learned. The very first one, the rule number 1. What is this? That is a statement. That is a statement, not an equation. What is the equation? This is an object which mass is m. This is another object which mass is capital M. They are crossing the same height. Okay. In terms of time t. Now, according to the first law of freely falling bodies, we can say the statement of the law is saying that without any barrier, without any resistance, without any kind of disturbance, any object compared to the another object, whenever they are falling from a fixed or the same height, they will cross the same distance with respect to time whenever they are falling. It means that any object of any mass, they will cover the same path during the falling due to the gravity without the barrier. Yes, my dear students. It means a feather of a bird and a stone, if you going to release it from a fixed height, it will drop to the ground in the same time. No, I am not insane. That is the thing. So why the feather takes too much time in our reality to drop or touch the ground before the stone? Due to the air medium. Due to the air medium, because the air medium is creating a disturbance, a resistance, a barrier for the feather to go to the ground compared to the stone. The stone is also facing the problem, but that is minimum. Why? The stone is heavier than the feather. So what is the first equation? Without the barrier, that is the condition. Without the disturbance, without any kind of resistance, any two objects, any objects are all over the objects we can assume of different masses, they will cross the same path in the same time with respect to going down. Number 1. Number 2, the rule number 2. This is very easier one. You know what? This is very easier one. But before that, I am going to show you something. We know from the motion, the equation of motion, number 1 equation, v equals to u plus at. The time an object is falling, this equation will turn into v equals to u plus gt Why? This is acceleration and this is acceleration due to gravity. Whenever an object is falling freely in that object, the gravity is acting to increase the acceleration. So this is acceleration due to gravity. It is fixed. This is a constant. So the time you are holding an object to release it to fall freely, in the very initial time the initial velocity is 0. Yes, my dear students, this is 0, and you will get v equals to gt. So you got v equals to gt. Now this is a phenomenon, this is a formula, this is a term that whenever two terms are not equal, they are proposed to equal, they are proportion to equal, they are proportional, not equal, then we use some kind of constant. So we use the constant for making them similar or equal, right? I am going to give you an example. What is that? If you think 2 and 4 are similar, no, we can use this one. 4 proportion to 2, 2 is proportional to 4. So it means they are not equal. If it increases, it also increases. This is half of 4. If it would be double, it would be 4. Then their ratio will be same. But if I want to make it equal, we have to use any kind of constant value which can make them equal. What I can use here? A half. This half can make them equal. So whenever anything is proportional, we can use that equation equal by using a constant. This half is a constant. Half means always half, not 2, 3, 4 or any other number. Like that we are having over here with a constant. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking as I am thinking? You know what? If you release z from here, you will get this. And you know, this is the second rule. Thus it comes. It means what you know? A freely falling body, whenever it is falling freely from any height, in a certain time, the object will get the velocity that is proportional to each other. Isn't it so funny? Yes. This is very easier one. Now we are going to learn the third one. Rule number 3. What is the rule number 3? H versus t square. Let me state first. The statement is a freely falling body or object, whenever it is falling freely from a certain height, a fixed height, assume that is h. So a freely falling body covers the height which is directly proportional to the square of the time. The time it will take, we have to square it, and that should be proportional to the height it will cross. In the time of falling freely, every single phase, every single moment, it will maintain the third law. But the question is how it's coming. Let me show you. We know s equal to ut plus half at square. In terms of falling freely, we can write this s is the distance. So freely falling object covering the distance which is actually the height. That's why h equals to ut plus half gt square. As before I told you, whenever you are holding something in a height, or it is over here any kind of height, in the certain static position it has zero velocity in as the initial velocity. So you can write over here h equals to half gt square, where half and G, both they are constant value. And as usual, I showed you how it comes. We can apply it. H versus T square. Yes, my dear student, that is come. So this is the three equations of freely falling bodies, and you can use it on your upcoming any kind of mathematical problems. We can solve it, we can use it, we can have it to find mathematical solutions. The first one, the final conclusion of the rules. Rule number 1, any objects or objects of different masses, they will cross the same path of height in terms of time without the barrier, without the resistance or any disturbance. Rule number 2, any object which is falling freely, that object's velocity is always proportional to the taking time. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 is whenever an object is falling freely, its height will cover, that is directly proportional to the square of the time. Hopefully you enjoyed it, my dear students. See you in next class. Up to now, this is it. If you face any kind of problems, contact with your teacher. Till then, bye bye. Allah Hafiz.